It was a cold night of summer, June 12th, Sunday, 3 a.m. The full moon loomed over the dark mansion. The wind gently caressed the trees inside the garden.
Oh, there's actually a small bit of delay
Outside,
on my end, on your stream. Okay.
outside, oh yeah, outside of the mansion were police cars and their sirens lit in red and blue. Soon a small car drove past from the corner and stopped abruptly in front of the mansion. The door of the car swung open and the 5 detectives emerged. Clancy, the head detective, was first to exit. Afterwards, Helen, the novice female detective, the mischievous Fushichin,
Yeah,
then
for
the
sure.
stingy-tongued Galtomor exited the car, and finally, the serious Salim as well. Clancy showed his badge to the cops and pressed on to the mansion. The other four followed him. You want to do which character you want to voice?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a problem because of the delay, but I guess I can do Clancy. I mean, I guess mine was more fitting for, I think Fushichin and Salim. I'll just take Fushichin and Salim.
Clancy looked at the woman who sat miserably at the bottom of the staircase. She was clutching her arms in vain. Is that the woman who called us? Yes, her name is Marion, sir. Helen, the only female and the youngest of the 5 detectives, rushed to Marion's side. Are you okay? Please don't feel depressed. We'll find whoever did this to your husband.
Wow, you actually nail. I mean, your impression is pretty good.
Thanks.
I'll actually take
Marion's
Marianne
hand.
too.
You'll take Marion?
Yeah.
All right.
There's okay. Let's wait for the
Helen.
delay to come. Did Marianne's dialog box? Oh, what will that bring me? He's gone forever. Okay, he was just laughing, talking, playing just a few hours ago, and now he's replaced by that thing on the bed. It's disgusting, horrible. Wait, yeah, I think we should definitely try to screen share on Discord too, because I think this delay is definitely problematic if I try to voice act too. I mean, if you don't know, I live in Asia. You know, I think that might also be a problem.
Oh, well, your English is really good.
Oh, really? Huh. Well, I did learn English from a very young age, and like I said, I started YouTube, and I think my first videos are where I did have an accent. Now I'm just like getting really good.
Yeah, like I'm from Norway, right? So I've always like when I've played on Asian servers or stuff, I've usually heard more of an accent, but you don't have it. You barely have any.
Yeah, like I did learn English from 7 years old, 8 years old. So yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I was doing Helen, right?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah, I'm taking Marianne with delay.
I know that body looks disgusting. I have seen it multiple times. But I think those who have taken a person's life are truly disgusting ones. Saying that to her, Helen rushed upstairs and the 4 cops followed Helen. The 5 detectives soon reached the bedroom. On the bed was a man whose chest was blooded. A black shaft was sticking out of the man's body. One of the 5 detectives, Pushichin, was eagerly trotted like a child and arrived in front of the victim and peered into his pale face.
Okay, it's coming with a delay. Is he what? 45 or so years old?
47 years old. Juniper was one of the cops who had arrived at the crime scene early and was assigned to watch the body.
Well, it's not the worst age to die. After 50, a person's body gets old. Literally gets okay. After 50, a person's body gets old. They become ugly and cling to the hoarded up money or money and relationships to survive. Yeah, I literally tried to guess the words I guess physician's dialogue before it came. Because
Yeah.
I wrote it. It's good that he died as a middle-aged man. May his death give room for the new generation to thrive.
Fuji, bitch! Person just died. And you're saying that's a good thing? Do you always have to say all this twisted shit? Fujichin looked back at Helen with a mischievous smile. He poked his own white cheek with his thin finger.
Good or bad, something, good and bad, okay. Good and bad, it's all just the perceptions of the mind. Death is neither good nor bad. Life is not good nor bad. And, to be honest, I don't even know what is good and what is bad. I'm just like an innocent child. And innocent children usually like to run their mouth, forgive me, Helen-chan.
Disgusting. Good grief. We were supposed to be a team, you know. Can't you people at least behave in front of the cops and the household members?
Hey, I'm just being honest. I'm being truthful about my opinions and the things I want to say. You people try to silence the voice you don't know. I think that's the line that should come next. Oh no, you can't. Oh yeah.
Can't you people at least behave in front of the cops and the household members?
Okay, yeah. I think I skipped over that line. Hey, I'm just. Wait. Why is it repeating? Oh, did you press back or?
Well, you could just boot up Lust for Truth on your own computer.
Oh, I definitely could, huh? Could. You will try to cancel the sounds and noises you wish to not hear. Oh, wait, since you're doing that, I'm definitely going to do that. You people try to cancel the sounds and the noises you wish to not hear and use your manners, disciplines, and moralities to do so. Isn't that just cruel and unjust?
We're not here to hear you rant about how we live in a society.
Yeah, that line. Also, since we don't have a delay issue, I think I'll also take Galtimer 2, simply because,
Alright.
You know, the reason Galtimer is called Galtimer is mainly because I'm a Mongolian.
Alright, yeah, right.
Yeah, you can definitely see it in the name, yeah. Like, obviously this world isn't like, in our real Earth world. It's very similar to Earth world, but everything is jumbled up. Nationalities and jumbled up. But the technology is pretty similar. But there are some differences. So yeah, I'll definitely take Galtimer. You've been preaching about that type of bullshit ever since you joined the agency. Please resist speaking your mind and make this investigation a peaceful one. What is the victim's name? The time of death?
His name is Tenma Saphira. According to our medical team, the victim died between 21 p.m. and 23 p.m. The cause of death was 2 stab wounds to the heart. The strange life-threatening substance was found on the victim's body.
Autopsy report has been added to the truth file.
Okay, check out. Press the truth files.
Yeah. The victim's name is Tenma Sushihara. According to the medical team, the victim died between.
I mean, it's
9
yeah.
and 11.
I'm just like really glad that I managed to program those because it's definitely very cool, and it's also very helpful.
Yeah.
If you want to reread certain information.
Because I'll most likely forget some of it, so it's nice to have.
Yeah, 2 step ones.
The cause of death.
So it's not a suicide?
Why would it be a suicide in the first place?
Middle-age crisis, it happens to the best of us. Or maybe it's the fact that our cops and investigators like to call things a suicide simply because it's the easiest answer.
Helen bit her lips and frowned upon him with daggery eyes. Were there any fingerprints on the knife?
Only Tenma, the victim's fingerprints were on it.
I'm gonna pull the rotom weapon out.
Alem put his briefcase on the ground and opened it. He grabbed 2 tight yellow gloves from it and wore it. Then approached the victim and pulled out the knife.
It appears that it's a kitchen knife. Hey, who cooks food in this house? I'm assuming these rich folks have a servants or something. Call them.
Juniper went out. As soon as she brought two people to the room, both with 30 years old or so, man and a woman. The man who had the silky black hair was greeted
Oh yeah,
the detectives elegantly by bowing and said,
you take it, you can take it.
Jude Johnson. The maid with the long, luscious black hair followed the man by example by bowing and said,
Yumiko Hatsuma.
Salim showed them the bloody knife.
Is that the murder weapon?
Have you seen this knife before?
That knife was certainly from our kitchen. I'm so idiotic. I could have prevented this. What do you mean? I am terribly sorry, but as you see, a few hours before Marion discovered the body, I found a knife to be missing from our kitchen set. In fact, a similar knife had disappeared around the middle of the day. Knife info has been added.
But I
The
see.
bloody knife stuck to the victim's body.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright.
yeah, yeah. So two knives have
Yeah.
went missing, and one of them probably is in the victim's body. I see. You need to give us your testimony and alibi as soon as possible.
Before that, can we ask about who were inside this mansion during the day of the murder? Of course. Master Shihara, the owner of this mansion, and the victim. Marion Melodona Sushihara, Tenma's wife. Suki Sushihara, Tenma's son. Miu Sushihara, Tenma's eldest daughter. Hori Sushihara, Tenma's youngest daughter. And Yumiko Hatsuma, the female servant of the house who is standing next to me. I, myself, was here all day. Rainy Rockhard, the booker of the house, was also here. Jack Dunn, Neil Nenson, Mikhail Mill, George Keem, who are Tenma's friends, and they were invited for dinner today. Joseph Keem, who is son of George and a friend of Suki.
While Judy was reporting, Clancy arrived in front of the glass door that leads to the balcony. He tried to open it, but it was locked.
I mean, yeah, the picture is kind of fucked. I mean, open, but it's supposed to be locked.
I think you need a master keycard, sir.
Master keycard, where is it? What does it do?
Tenma and Marion are the only people with the master keycards. The master keycard can unlock any door in this mansion. Except the research room and the guest bedroom. For doors, almost any room can be opened by it. Even the private rooms of our other household members. The cops checked the pockets of Tenma and found these.
Juniper pointed at the table. On it was a plastic bag and inside were two items. There was a grey keycard with a picture of a crown on it and a keychain with various keys. Clancy wore the yellow gloves from Salim's suitcase and pulled out the keycard with the crown on it from the bag.
Yep, what you're holding is truly the master keycard. You checked this keycard for fingerprints? Only the victim's fingerprints were on that keycard.
Clancy swiped the master keycard on the card swiper of the balcony and the sound of something unlocking resounded. He pulled the door and the breeze of the cold night came rushing into the room. He closed it back. Marion here? Yes? And the voice that came from the door was Marion, short, black-haired lady they had previously met. Do you possess all the master?
Oh, wait, I'm
you
supposed to
possess all the master keycard? Yes.
Yeah, I'm supposed to like
Oh,
voice.
sorry.
Oh no, that's not Marianne. I think I'll voice this character too. Hey, I'm had a master key card too. Yeah,
The
that
words
one.
were said by a long brown-haired girl. Yeah. The words were said by a long brown-haired girl who was standing next to the door.
The name's Mew. Oh yeah? Why will Tenma give a troublemaker such as you a master key card? Show your master key card to all these people, if you may. Hey, I told you, I lost it. But before the day of the murder, that did give me a master key card, I swear.
Marion looked at Clancy and spoke.
Aside from the master keycards, each member of the Tsushihara household has a personal keycard for their own room that can lock and unlock it. And when I say household members, it includes Yumiko and Jude, but Reiner unfortunately doesn't have his own room. However, the master keycard can open and lock those rooms.
And you've been keeping a good eye on your own master key card throughout the day of the murder?
Yes, I have been occasionally checking my pocket to know it was in there. I didn't lose it, I'm sure of it. Hey, more importantly, have you guys seen Hori, my sister? Yeah, it's true that we couldn't find her. The last time I met her was around 19 o'clock. After that, I couldn't find her.
Policemen who came first have searched the mansion. We couldn't find the young woman named Hori.
God damn it! My father was murdered, and my sister is missing. This is the shittiest day ever.
Tears started to swell up in her eyes. Suddenly, a policeman named Joey jumped into the room with panic. Joey, we found this. He brought out a plastic bag with a knife inside it. We just found this recently and it was behind the library bookcase.
The knife is clean, yet it does look identical to the murder weapon, doesn't it? Hey, you said 2 knives were missing. Is this one of them?
Yes, that's one of the knives we have in the kitchen.
Check it for fingerprints. In the meantime, could you help the investigation team by drawing a map of the mansion? Would be nice if you detail anything unique about the rooms, if there is one. They were given an A3 piece of paper by Clancy. Marion searched quickly and searched the drawer and brought out pencils, and she, along with Yumiko and Mew, got into work.
Meanwhile, I'll get a pretty good look at the Boo Boo Tin Man.
Saying that Fujin hopped over the victim and peered into him at a distance where people could mistake him for having an affair with the victim.
Yeah.
Hey, be careful! What if you destroy the evidence?
Interesting. Look, the collar of his shirt is ripped at the backside. And his clothes do look wrinkly, don't you think?
Galtimore rushed towards them, and after examining for a bit,
Yeah, you're right. There was a struggle. Good job, Fushi. I'm glad you're philosophizing less and putting your mind to it. I don't philosophize. You need to fill your head with thoughts to philosophize. I don't do that. I simply see. Or I try to, at least.
the state of the victim has been added to the truth files. Soon Marion, Yumiko, and Mew finished their paintings.
This is the floor one map. It shows the outside of the mansion as well. I mean, okay, there is a certain mistake I made. Basically, the basketball field or the basketball court is supposed to have a door that like goes to the car
Alright.
pathway. So there should be something a blue
Alright.
thing right there. I missed that one. Otherwise, you know, it basically doesn't have an entrance, but it does from the basketball court. The blue lines indicate the doors. The red lines indicate the stairs. And this is the second floor. Wow, the mansion really is huge.
Yeah, the floor maps have been added to the truth files. Below the painting follows as written. Room descriptions: Yumiko's, Jude's, Hori's, and Mew's, Suki's, and the guest room have single windows in each one of them, and none of them were broken. The windows have a small part that can be opened, but it's not enough for a person to fit in. A person's head can barely fit through it. A dark room has no windows, no lightings. There are toys and old magazines in the room, with a mattress in case someone wants to sleep there. The basketball court is surrounded by 5-meter walls from all sides, and there is a face detector that logs who was in the basketball court and when. The tennis court is connected to the basketball court and are surrounded by 3-meter walls from all sides. You need to go through the basketball court in order to enter and exit the tennis court. Dozens of carton boxes as well as the wardrobe for gym clothes are in the tennis court. The basketball and tennis court have no ceilings. The tool shed is a small room that contains hammers, nails, snowboards, bicycles, and a grappling hook. These tools were still in place when Marion, Jude, Yumiko, Tsuchi, and the investigators came to check it.
Why have face detectors inside a basketball court? Because Dad thought it would be a good idea to count the amount of time our family members are spending inside the basketball court and the tennis court. The more you spend, the better and healthier, he said. You don't need to voluntarily scan your face. The sensors placed on all four walls of the basketball court will just scan your face and will detect when you entered there and how much you spent time there, and will save data of it. And where does the data get sent to, and where can we check it out? Inside the office. We also have footage for the camera of the garage, record of the room and unlock and lock there as well. Alright, that sounds promising. Let's go there together, Miss Marianne.
Galtimore, Salim, and Galtimore, Salim. Choose one household member. We're going to start questioning their alibis. And call everyone else who was in the mansion during the day of the murder.
Roger that.
The detectives went out of the room with the suspects and told the others about the plan. Meanwhile, Puchichin was at the office with Marion.
Oh
They
my god,
both watched
I'm
the
supposed to
security footage
voice
out
all
of the
both of the
garage.
scenes. That's so dumb.
The footage showed 11:55 a.m.
Yeah.
Joseph's car entered the garage when George and Joseph were exiting their cars. Jack's cars entered
Yeah,
the
the
garage.
cars.
Jack got out of his car, greeted Joseph. Yeah. Jack got out of his car, greeted Joseph, but quickly went away. 12 p.m. Mikhail's car entered the garage. Suki, Reiner, and Jude entered the garage. Niall and Mikhail exited the car. There was a bunch of greetings, but Joseph went away. Soon Jude and George went away too.
Yeah, there's a lot.
12:20 p.m. Jude returned with Mew. Yeah.
I mean, let's just
Niall
skip
showed
over
a
those.
giant rabbit figure. Yeah, so you can skip over him.
Yeah. Like it's going to get added to the true files. So,
Alright. So, yeah.
disappear from Weave.
Alright. Now
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm at
Okay, I'm going to
Fuchichin's
start
first.
from Fushichin's dialogue now. Wow, poor Reiner. He doesn't have his own room and sleeps inside the garage. Well, we do have a guest bedroom. He occasionally sleeps there, but Joseph did occupy that room during the day before the murder. Oh, Joseph was here before the day of the murder. I see. Yeah, garage footage added, and how about the other footage, or record I call the basketball record? Ah, yes, of course. Marianne, oh yeah, your turn.
Marion opened the computer. She typed on it for a minute.
Here it is. Okay, this is also part that's probably skippable because it's just numbers. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very useful number that helps you solve the mystery and whatnot. But numbers are numbers. I'll take a picture of that,
Nice.
Fushichin said. What about the lock and unlock records of the rooms? Sure. The record only keeps track of electronic door locks, not every door in the mansion. I understand that. What's the time you are most interested in to get a display of? The day of the murder, starting from 9 a.m. Okay. Oh, yeah, and also a bunch of numbers. Blah blah blah. This door is unlocked, this door is da. The very technical stuff. Let me just take a good picture of that and done. Yeah. Well, certainly that record will be helpful, but I would like to get your alibi as well, Miss Marianne. Of course. Starting from morning till you find the body and police came. Yeah, there's a music change there, and Marianne starts talking about her alibi. Woke up, got dressed, saw Tamara walking up, especially happy and cheerful next to me. I locked the door of our room when we left, and I firmly ate breakfast at 9 a.m. Yeah, 10 a.m. she relaxed in her room. 11 a.m. I went to the balcony to take an nice breath of fresh air. Wait, I'm not going to say the time. I went back in my room to rest. Tema entered the room and reminded me that it's his feasting day, so he left. I realized I need to tell this to the servants, so I entered the kitchen and asked Yumiko and Judo what they were cooking. When they said spaghetti, I said Timo was not eating dinner because he was gonna have his once a week tasting, then I left. I entered the library and read books for a while. I entered the dining hall and asked Yumi to come with me. She followed me, we chatted for a while and separated. I went to the kitchen to relax there a bit. I went out and walked back of the back of the mansion. I entered the kitchen a little while after Jude and Yumiko entered the kitchen. Yumiko started searching for our family cups. She gave the ones she found to Jude. Jude washed them. I made sure they were washing them right. And Jude and Yumiko left with the cups and the ketchups. I followed them. Sora, am I blabbering too much? No. I like your style. You're doing a great job, my lady. Keep it detailed, especially about things you found odd. After we arrived, everyone started eating their spaghetti except Temma. There was something strange about Temma. His clothes were wrinkled, and I believe his shirt collar was ripped at the backside. Joseph ate nothing and only looked at us and talked. Oh ho, his clothes were wrinkled, you say. What does that relate to? You know?
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah,
The state of the victim.
yeah. The collar had a rip on the back.
Yes, almost as if he rolled on the ground or something. I see, and his collar was ripped. I noticed that too upon seeing Temma's body and I thought it was caused by the struggle between the culprit and the victim. But I guess that was wrong. Please continue. Suki also didn't want to eat the spaghetti, but I scolded him into eating the food. That boy lives to imitate ours. SMH, yeah. Some people used the ketchup in their spaghetti while some didn't. However, everyone drank tea except Mihail, who preferred not to drink the tea at all. Everyone finished their food and started laughing and talking about various subjects. Jude knew who took all the plots away. Yeah, okay, I went to the second floor and arrived at the family room. I was sitting on one of the chairs in the family room when Hori entered from the large hall into the room. She and I exchanged some eye contact until Hori decided to enter her own room, shut the door and lock it. I decided to get some fresh air, so I went downstairs. When I was at the main hall, I encountered Reiner. We both exited the house. I chatted with Reiner for a while. What did you chat about? About Reiner's life, about the security of the mansion, and some other nonsense. I don't think that's related to the case. I'll be the judge of that, but go on. Oh, and while Reiner and I were chatting, Joseph came to us from the outside of the mansion, greeted us, and entered the mansion from the front door. I was bored, so I left Reiner and decided to enter the basketball court and play basketball for a while. Movement is health, after all. I left the basketball court. When I walked towards the door of the mansion, I saw Jude sitting on the ground, gazing at the stars. I guessed into the main hall through the window to see Jack, Mihail, Niall, George entering the garage while Suki and Reiner followed them as well. I entered the main hall, went upstairs, headed to my bedroom. When I was at the fun room, Temma's bedroom door was open. When I entered, I saw the most gruesome image in my life. Temma was dead with a knife in his chest. There was blood everywhere. I ran back into the main hall to encounter Suki, Miu, Reiner there. I yelled at him about how I found Temma dead on his bed with a knife in his chest. Reiner told me to quickly call the police. I pulled up my phone and did just that. Afterwards, we started running around, finding anyone we could alert them about Temma's death. During the search, I found that Hori was not in her room, and furthermore, we couldn't even find her no matter how much we searched her in the mansion. Whew, boy, that was a mouthful. And yeah, you can check the alibi, and Mariana's alibi is there. So, Hori was missing since 19. There's something worth noting in regards to Hori disappearing, specifically concerning the door unlock and lock record. What are you talking about? Okay, now you get to choose. So, which of these answers is right in your opinion?
Hold up.
I mean, you can just see the true file, and
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Okay. Yeah, I chose Yumiko's room was unlocked at 2040.
Okay, okay, you chose that, right? Okay, but how does that relate to
Yeah.
Hori's disappearance? Yeah, it's kind of random, isn't it? Yeah, you jump back. If you choose.
Ah, okay.
So,
Yeah, it's Hori's room door wasn't unlocked from 19 to
0.
yeah,
Yeah.
that should be the
Okay,
right
I'm
one,
going to
right?
voice
Okay.
that. See, nobody
Alright, I got
unlocked
it.
Hori's door from 1920 to 0020. You said you saw Hori entering her own door at 19, so the lock and unlock at 1920 was probably caused by Hori. Yeah, you're right. But how did Hori exit the room? Or how was Hori taken out of the room? You have to exit through the door in order to be missing her. And you checked her room thoroughly when you entered it at after 23 p.m., right? I did, yes. Okay, if you didn't, it's possible she waited for you to enter her room and exited while you weren't paying attention, or when you leave the door open and then escape afterwards. I said I searched her room well. And even if I didn't, Reiner, Jude, and the others were running around the mansion. They should have seen her. Is it possible to escape through Hori's room window? No, I don't think that's possible because... Yeah, now you get to present an evidence. I mean, now you don't have to choose the true file in the main menu because the question itself actually allows you to check the evidence yourself.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just press the word and it'll make it pop up. So, I mean, what's your theory on this? I mean, yeah, it's definitely a strange. Well, I mean, the question is.
I'll just have to go. I'll have to go back. Because
Wait, I mean, you have to tell me your
Yeah.
answers so we go in sequence. Otherwise, I might get confused.
Oh yeah. It's no worries. I just need to see what the first question was.
Oh yeah,
Just look at
definitely. That's one of the issues with this game is because you have to like go back. Otherwise, you might forget the actual question. So yeah.
Yeah. No, every window. She could probably do it through a window, but Yeah, but it's in the second floor. So that would be a long jump.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely be a long jump. But you know, maybe you can use a rope or something. At least that's what Fushijin is suggesting. But Marianne has supposedly has an evidence against that.
Yeah, but like in the tool bed, tool shed, you could probably use like a grappling hook and just pop it and slide down.
Yeah,
But
that's possible.
You would then have to get it.
The interesting fact is that, like, before any of the detective, Marianne is using the true file, which is very funny. I was writing this and realized that, oh wait, Marianne is the true detective here. She's like using the true file before anyone else. But yeah, I think Marianne is trying to debunk that theory. And since you're taking control of Marianne, she might have a point.
None of them were broken, so yeah, they could. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. The windows can't be. You can barely fit your head through it.
Yeah.
So you can't just jump out the window, right?
So present that evidence, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I did it, and you were correct because.
Yeah. Where?
Because
I just need to find the.
Oh, did you find it?
Where the. There you go, private. There. Yeah. I got it.
Because Hori's room window is so small, she can't through it to escape. And when I entered the room, the window was not damaged at all. Ah, I see. I mean, supposedly, like Marion is supposed to show some sort of a paper or something to, or maybe Fushichin realized it or something. Because
Yeah.
Marion in story is not supposed to have this true file thingy. The true file thingy is for the detectives. They're also like recording information also on their paper or whatever. There goes that Fury. It definitely is strange how she went missing. I want to know who killed my husband, but please, you have to go find where Hori is as well. I'll try, ma'am. Okay. Jumping? Your turn.
Salem was inside Jude's bedroom. Along Jude. Jude looked up and I looked at him nervously while sitting on the bed. But I just want to look at the truth files for a minute here.
Okay.
Yeah, because Marion, don't think it's her, but I think it's one of the female characters.
Oh, really? Why is
Probably
that?
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know. Just
Instinct.
I think that it may be possible. I don't think it's one of the daughters, because if you think about the situation he was put in, he's in his bed, right?
Yeah.
There was mentioned about something about an affair. I don't know. I like the typical thing is that it's usually straight people or have more cheat more, but I'm not too sure about that. Maybe it's Yumiko.
Oh, I see. I
She'll
see.
have
I see.
she'll
I
be
get your logic. It's a bed.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bed. She knows where the knives are. She could probably just say like slide in and out unsuspected.
Yeah.
So I'm
Definitely.
but I may be wrong. Like yeah, he had rolled around. So with a rip on the back. The rip I'm really
Yeah, it suggests a struggle, right?
yeah, but I don't think I think the struggle happened on the bed probably because it seems weird about the dark room. There were toys and old magazines in the room and a mattress in case someone wants to sleep there. That's just it's a child.
So, from the top, talk about the day of the murder.
I woke up and got dressed. Made breakfast for the whole
Okay,
family
so
with Yumiko.
the thing about is that information will get converging information you will get because people are trying to be detailed as possible. So sometimes something that was mentioned by Marianne will be mentioned by Jude also. But it's also
Yeah. It's important that they know. 9 a.m. sat down. Yeah, I'm just looking at the alibi real quick because I was like, hold up.
I definitely think that
Yeah,
you
to
should
go
mostly pay attention to the story, and when a question pops up, you try to figure it out. But also, you can, big brain it and try to guess things before it happens. That will also be cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
like
a balance. You do you. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I'll probably focus on the story, and when a question pops up, I'll do it. I'll just try to have the input in my brain.
Yeah.
All right. I opened the door in the garage by inputting the codes on the keypad by me. Rhinos took and waited for our guest to arrive. Standing there at the front of the door for the mansion. Jeff's car arrived and entered the garage. After that, Jack's car had arrived and it entered the garage. Now, Mika's car came too, entered the garage. Misuki and Reiner entered the garage. Joseph greeted Suki, went away, and Niall, excited that Michael's car exited Mika's car and asked me to call Mew. I got out of the garage, went upstairs, knocked on Mew's door, and she opened. Mew and I went downstairs to the garage. When I brought her there, Niall said he would brought Mew a giant figure of her favorite anime mascot. but he needed a bunch of people to carry it because it was quite heavy. Mikhail went away after closing the back doors of his car I went into the garage and went into the hallway A1. Yumiko was exiting the bathroom around. I told her that the participants' guests had arrived. We went into the kitchen to make spaghetti for our guests and the family as well. At that time, we both checked out to find out what was all in the kitchen. Accessories were in that all the kitchen accessories were in place. We married into the kitchen and asked her what we were cooking. When we said
Yeah.
spaghetti, she told
Marianne
us
also
Tenma
mentioned
was not
this.
eating dinner. Hmm.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he eating dinner? Yeah, he was fasting. Yeah, but seems odd that this would happen at the same time. Marion, he was gonna have his once a week fasting. Marion left. Afterward, Mew went in the kitchen, hung around the kitchen, grabbed some fruit, and got out. Suki entered the kitchen. He said he wanted to have a vegetable salad, got his food, wandered around the kitchen, and then left. We were finished with the food, and then Yumiko and I realized that knife had been missing from the kitchen set. We just assumed we dropped the knife somewhere while cooking, so we didn't think much of it. We tasted all the beverages, drinks ourselves, and carried and placed the giant pots of tea, meatballs, and spaghetti noodles on the table on the dining hall. Suki was in the dining hall watching us.
So, is it safe to say that Suki, Mariam, you were the ones who could have taken that knife?
But I also wasn't paying any attention to Yumiko, so she could have hid it behind the clothes.
Alright, proceed.
Marion entered the dining hall and asked Yumiko to come with her to the library. The two of them went away. Suki scanned through the drinks and beverages and asked to drink tea. I obviously poured a drink into the beautiful white guest cup and poured tea for myself in another cup as well. We both moved into the hallway A1, while drinking tea and chatting. I was curious to what was going on in the library, so I left Suki and entered the library. I stayed at the library reading a book in the corner. When I realized that I was being distracted, I went back into the dining hall to set the table. Yumiko was there, and I helped her. We easily set the table up. Mew and Hardy entered the dining hall. We told them to quickly gather everyone for dinner. Yumiko and I waited in the dining hall for everyone to gather. Almost everyone came. Tenma asked Yumiko and I to eat with them. I realized that I left the house members' personal cups and ketchup in the kitchen, ran to the kitchen. Yumiko followed, and when she and I entered the kitchen, Marion was there. Yumiko started searching, giving me the cups while I washed it. I was finishing washing them, then Yumiko cleaned them all with a towel. While in the kitchen, I also made sure to check if the knives and sharp objects were in place. I made sure that no other sharp object was missing from the kitchen. Yumiko and Marion could not have grabbed the knife during this time. I last looked into the knife when I was leaving the room. I grabbed ketchup, a few cups. Yumiko grabbed a few cups and got out while Marion followed us. We brought those items onto the table and poured tea inside the cups, served everyone, and sat down. Everyone started eating the spaghetti except Tenma. Joseph, who ate nothing. Suki didn't also want to eat spaghetti, but Marion scolded him into eating. Some people used the ketchup in the spaghetti, while some didn't. However, everyone drank tea except Mikhail, who preferred not to drink tea at all. The family members drank in their cups while the guests in the white guest cup, while the guests in the white guest cup from the set. Afterwards, me and Yumiko took all the plates, pots away to the kitchen to wash them.
We placed everything in the kitchen, started washing the dishes separately, then Reiner entered the room looking for food to eat. We realized Reiner was left out of the dinner. I gave him leftover spaghetti and drank some tea. Marion entered the kitchen, personally thanked us for the meal, and left. I told Yumiko to get a rest. She exited the kitchen. I started playing with the game on my phone. Reiner left while I wasn't paying much attention to him. I continued to play on my phone. Hedma entered the kitchen. I was playing with my phone, so I didn't pay much notice to him. And before I knew it, he was gone. After I finished playing, I started cleaning and putting plates in place. Then I realized another knife had gone missing from the set. I suspecting something awful was gonna happen and decided to tell Reiner about it. I exited the mansion, and found Reiner outside of the front door. I told Reiner that 2 knives had disappeared from the kitchen. And
Yeah.
Reiner said they'll keep an eye on the others and entered the house. I decided to stay outside and gaze at the stars for a while. It was so strange a beautiful evening with a full moon and the twinkling stars. I also saw Reiner standing in the main hall through the window. He wasn't as assertive as I hoped he would be. I observed Reiner through the main hall window. I observed him until Joseph came into the main hall as well. In the end, I convinced myself that nothing bad was gonna happen and stopped eyeing Reiner. I gazed at the stars but kept my ears open in the case of the door of the mansion opening and someone tried to stab me from behind. I heard someone opening the door behind me, looked back and saw that it was Marion. She had entered the main hall. I placed my attention back to the stairs. And Reiner came out to tell me Tenma was found dead in the bedroom. Hearing this, my worst fears came to reality.
So, nothing of note afterwards.
Aside from the fact that we couldn't find Hari, nothing of note.
Oh, I see. In regards to the second missing knife, these people could have took it. Okay, which do you think is the right answer?
Well, after listening to this, like Suki and Hori, Suki is acting suspicious. Came in there, looked around, and then just ate his food and
Also,
walked
this
around.
is asking about the second missing knife, not the first. Just saying.
Oh right, yeah, but Hori could have taken it as well. I think I'm not. Hold up, let me double check.
Wait, I think you can't check. Simply because true files don't get added in this section.
Oh yeah, but I can click the truth files.
No, I mean, you
Yeah,
can.
I can.
Yeah, but like new true files
But,
are not added yet.
Oh right.
So you gotta go with your gut now.
But alright. Marion is in all 3 of these. Like Reiner could have taken it, so Marion could also have taken it. I think it's Reiner, Yumiko, Marion, and Tenma.
Reiner, Yumiko, Marion, Tenma. Okay.
Yeah, that seems like it.
I feel like I missed someone.
Alright, well then I think it's the one above.
Yeah.
Or Jude, was he there?
Yeah. Reiner, Yumiko, Marion.
Yeah,
Yeah. Tenma could have took it, of course. Unless you're lying and took it yourself. I find this scene very funny because, like you said, when you press the downmost button, Jude was like, "Yes, that's absolutely correct," and he might or might not realize that Salim just left out him. So he might be just like playing and thankful that Salim just did not suspect him or something. I just find that kind of funny.
Oh. Yeah. Please don't joke about that.
I don't do comedy.
Jude gulped at the statement.
Yeah.
Jude. Oh, okay. You sat on a sofa while Helen sat in the chair. Helen looked around the room. Dozens of posters about anime TV shows were on the walls. Stuffed toys were placed above the cabinets, and a giant rabbit figure was near the door.
Alright, let's take your alibi. I have my recorder ready. Start from the top. From the morning of the day of the murder.
Woke up, got dressed, ate food with everyone. I spent time alone in my room sleeping. Someone knocked on my door and I opened. Jude was there. Jude and I went downstairs to the garage. Niles said he brought me a giant rabbit figure. It was my favorite anime mascot. Reiner, Suki, Nile carried the giant rabbit figure upstairs while I followed them. I opened the door to my room and the three of them placed the giant figure in my room. I joked about how this creates less space in my room, but Niall was pretty grumpy. He told me that he would check up on me after a few days to make sure I was keeping the figure inside my room. They went away, I locked my door and went downstairs. Entered the kitchen, hung around the kitchen, grabbed some fruit, and got out. I encountered Hori in the main hall. Hori asked me to play basketball with her, and together we decided to go to the basketball court to play. After I finished eating my fruit, we played basketball for a while. Hori started complaining about her normal clothes being sweaty. She said she will change and told me not to peek, otherwise she will beat me up, saying that she entered the tennis room and locked its door.
Thank you for the follow, Lemonhill.
Yeah, I think it's your
Are
turn.
both...
Yeah.
Hey, you're both girls. What is wrong with her seeing you?
Yeah, there isn't anything wrong, but I think she was trying to surprise me. I played at the basketball court alone while she was in the other room. She took a while to change. Hori entered the basketball court with her changed clothes. She looked fantastic in a gym outfit. Oh, if only I could meet her again. We played basketball for a while. We then entered the tennis court to play a little, but she and I decided to go to the dining hall because we were hungry. Hori told me to go ahead while she put the rackets back and cleaned things there. I entered the main hall and then went to the first floor bathroom. After I got out of the bathroom, I met Hori at the main hall. We entered the dining hall and met Jude and Yumiko there. Hori entered the dining hall soon enough. Oh wait, that's what the... I think that's a typo there. Yumiko told us to go and tell everyone to gather here for dinner. I split up from Hori and entered the rec room to find Mihail and Jack. I told them about dinner, then tried to enter the dark room to see if anyone was in there, but it was locked, so I knocked. The door opened and Joseph was there. I told him about dinner, and together we went to the dining hall. Everyone was at the dining hall except Mom and our bodyguard Reiner, but Yumiko and Jude brought Mom after going to the kitchen to grab our family cups. Everyone started eating the spaghetti. It was so delicious. Darren Joseph did not eat. Suki also did not want to eat the spaghetti, but Marianne told him into eating the food. Get owned, nerd! After food, I was bored, so I went upstairs and watched TV in the fun room. Yeah, after I was done watching, I turned the TV off and headed to my own room. When I arrived in front of my room, strangely enough, the door of my room was opening before I remember locking it. I figured that Mom or Dad invaded my privacy as usual. I entered my room, locked the door, and immediately opened up my phone and live streamed and talked about the importance of privacy and personal space. Yeah, I mean, this game is very modern.
Yeah. But I'm just because she mentioned she went to the basketball court, but it seems like she opened it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, it works. It works.
Yeah.
Wait, you streamed during that time?
Yes. You want a link to my channel? My live stream during that time is saved on my channel.
That would be great.
I ended the live stream and lied on my bed, but I couldn't sleep. I exited my own room, then went to Hori's room and opened her door using the spare master keycard. Inside the room, I didn't find Hori. I closed her door and locked it, then went back into my own room. I was wondering where she might have gone to.
Yeah, you had the master key card then. But you lost it somehow. When?
I don't know, my mind was a little fuzzy after I found Hori to be missing and Dad to be dead. You can't blame me.
I tell him, continue.
I was worried about Hori, so I went downstairs to meet Suki and Reiner there. Mom came running down from the upstairs and yelled about how she found Dad dead. We started running around every room and finding anyone we can to alert them about Dad's death. During this search, me and everyone else couldn't find Hori at all in this mansion.
Is still missing?
Yeah, you have to go for... You have got to find her.
Helen got up on her feet, smiled and threw thumbs up towards her.
Don't worry, your sister will be found. That's what detectives are for.
You looked at her with
Mew
big
looked
eyes.
at her with big eyes and...
Oh, yeah, your turn, yeah.
Yeah. Mew looked at her with big eyes and soon giggled.
Wow, you're awesome. I didn't know the police were so cool.
Of course we are. We're the warriors of justice. What else could be cooler than that?
The two
of them exchanged smiles.
Yeah, for some reason. Yeah, you get Suki.
Galtimo was inside Suki's room. Alright. Galtimo examined the contents of his room and sat into the chair and brought out his recorder.
Your alibi. Start from the morning till the police came.
9 a.m. we sat down around the table and we sat down in the dining hall to eat breakfast. 10 a.m. I played basketball on the court alone. I went out to meet Reiner. Jude also came. Me, Reiner, Jude waited for the guests to arrive. I was standing there at the door in the front of the mansion. Joseph's car and then Jack's car had arrived. Mikhail's car arrived and entered the garage. Jude, me, and Rainer entered the garage. Jude greeted me with a hug and then went into the main hall. Now I asked Jude to call Mew. Jude left the garage. George followed and soon Jude came back with Mew. Now said he brought Mew a giant figure of her favorite anime mascot. Rainer, me, and Niall carried the giant rabbit figure into the main hall. Upstairs, while Mew followed us, Mew opened her room door and we placed the giant figure in her room. I departed and entered my room. I decided to take a nap but realized I was hungry, so I decided to go downstairs. I entered the kitchen and told them that I wanted vegetable salad before dinner. Yumiko quickly cooked a vegetable salad for me and I wandered around the kitchen. I entered the dining hall with my salad quickly and ate all of it. Soon Yumiko and Jude came to the dining hall and placed dozens of pots on the table. Marion, my mom, went to the dining hall and asked Yumiko to come with her to the library. The two of them went away. I scanned through the drinks and beverages and asked to drink tea with Jude. Jude poured a drink in a cup for me and poured tea for himself as well. We both moved into the hallway while drinking tea and chatting. Jude said he was curious as to what was going on in the library, so we left and entered the library. I went into the bathroom to have a shower and a bath. I relaxed in the bathtub and it was great. After changing clothes, I went to the dining hall and was just there in time for dinner. Jude, Yumiko went into the kitchen, returned with Marianne. I didn't want to eat spaghetti. I started to become not such a huge fan of cow meat, but my mom scolded me into eating the food. It didn't feel great. George asked Dad to give George his test tubes and chemical collection so that he promised to give him a while ago. Dad was happy to give it to George. But George entered the garage and pulled out the trolley, brought it into the main hall. Dad, George, me, Niall, Jack, and Mika all went upstairs into the lab and brought down the chemicals and the tubes very carefully onto the trolley. George put a white sheet on it. After that was done, George, me, Niall, Jack, Dad, Michael went into the rec room to play some billiard pool, and after a little while, Dad became quiet. His face had gone blue and left the room.
His face became blue.
It's a figure of speech, but it was always kind of blue-grayish. He looked sickly,
Not
almost
always,
as if he was about to throw up or something.
Oh, almost as yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Now, why will that happen?
I don't know.
Anyways, continue.
We continued to play, and I obviously ended up winning the game. I'm quite skilled. What can I say? Mikhail and George seemed tired of losing, so they went away. So Niall went away as well. It was a bummer. Jack was the only person who stayed, but he wasn't concerned about playing. Jack and I watched a movie on the TV. The movie finished around 23, and we chatted for a while after that. Then we moved into the dining hall, and then to the main hall. Now George, Mikhail, Rainer were in the main hall. Niall and George talked about how Rainer accused them and questioned them about a missing knife. Jack was furious as soon they all decided to leave this place. So Jack, Mikhail, Niall, George entered the garage while me and Rainer followed them. Jack went into his car and drove them out of the mansion. After the trolley was placed inside the car, Niall and George entered Michael's car and Michael drove off. When Rainer and I went back into the main hall, Mew was at the main hall. Mom came running down the stairs. She yelled that she found Tedma dead on his bed with a knife in his chest. Rainer told her to quickly call the police, and she did. Afterwards, we started running around and finding anyone we can alert about Dad's death. We didn't find Hori though.
Alright, I suppose that's it then. I'll call you if I want to question you more, so keep a good ear towards your phone.
Juniper was at the garage with Rainer. Juniper had told Joey to look over the body while he interrogated one of the suspects. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason I fucked up and said he's because in the beta version, Juniper was supposed to be a man, but that was changed.
Why was it changed? Just to have a balance of characters, or?
Yeah, I guess it's a balance. I also think, I think Juniper also is fitting for a woman. Yeah, it's sort of a balance of genders. You already took her, yeah, right?
You know what you did, right?
Yeah.
Or I guess I guess don't do.
Didn't do, yeah. Okay, I'm going to take
Pardon?
Rainer
Okay,
just so you will
I'll
like talk alone, I guess.
All right. I'm gonna do that line again. I picked it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you know what you did, right? Or I guess didn't do.
Yeah, I'm deeply ashamed of myself. If I had been more responsible in my job, all of this wouldn't have happened.
Anyways, the least you could do is give us a good alibi.
Right. I had breakfast with the Tsuchihara family. I stood outside of the building next to the front door, monitoring any suspicious activity. Nobody was seen outside around this time. Suki came out from the front door. Front door of the basketball court, I think. Afterwards, Jude came out as well. Jude went and opened up the door of the garage by inputting the codes on the keypad. Me, Jude, Suki waited for our guests to arrive while standing near the front door of the mansion. Joseph's car arrived and entered. Jack's door arrived. Mihal's car arrived. Jude, Suki, and me entered the garage. Joseph greeted Suki with a hug, then left. Niall asked Jude to call Mew. Jude went out and soon came back with Mew. Niall said he brought Mew a giant figure of her favorite anime mascot, but he needed a bunch of people to carry it. Me, Suki, and Niall carried the giant rabbit figure into the main hall and upstairs while Mew followed us. Mew opened the door to her room with her keycard, and the three of us placed the giant figure in her room. I left the room and stood outside of the mansion to keep an eye out on who goes and enters the house. I was starting to get tired, so about at 4:50 I entered the main hall of the house and then entered the garage. There's a little bed in the garage for me. It was warm, so I napped on my bed there.
Being on the job, I see.
Most crimes are committed during the evening or nighttime. I was preparing myself for that.
Well, I guess it was the victim's fault for not hiring 2 bodyguards to change shifts. Go on.
I woke up. I realized I hadn't napped for too long, so I went outside of the house. But I was also hungry, so I entered the main hall and entered the kitchen. Jude and Yumiko realized I had no food and gave me the leftover spaghetti, and I drank some tea and ate the food. Marianne entered the kitchen and personally thanked Jude and Yumiko for the meal, then left. Jude told Yumiko to get a rest. She exited the room. I sat there for a while, then left. When I arrived at the main hall, I encountered Marianne. There was a table-like thing in the main hall, covered in white sheet. We exited the mansion and we chatted for a while in front of the door. Joseph came to us, said hi, and entered the mansion through the front door. As soon as Marianne left, Jude came out of the building to meet me. He told me that 2 knives had disappeared from the kitchen throughout the day and it was too suspicious. I said I'll keep an eye on the others and entered the house. I entered the main hall at about 21:05. I figured that the best way to monitor without disrupting the convenience of people may be just to stand at the main hall and observe people. I can assure that no one has entered or exited the main hall during this time. Joseph entered the main hall from the hallway of rooms and asked me to help him carry stuff. I walked with him and entered the guest room. I carried an already taped giant carton box with him. It was quite heavy. We entered the main hall to encounter Jack and George, but we didn't talk. We went into the garage and placed the giant carton box in his car's luggage section.
That's what it was.
I didn't. Joseph is a trusted guest, and even if I asked, how would I know if it's a lie or not without opening the box?
Proceed.
We both exited the garage. George and I were at the main hall. George told Joseph to go home without him. Joseph went into the garage. I inquired from George and Al about their whereabouts and I told them about how a knife was missing. George got extremely angry, saying that I was falsely accusing them of attempted murder. I told him to calm down, but Niall was also barged in and suggested George to leave this mansion before any trouble came up. Niall and George, however, still asked me to help find Mikhail. The irony of that! We entered hallway 1A. I went into the bathroom to check if Mikhail was in it, but the bathroom was empty. When I exited, Niall and George were not there, so I decided to check the kitchen as well, but Mikhail nor Niall and George were not there. Nor Niall and George were there. When I exited, I met Niall and George. When the three of us went to the main hall, we encountered Mikhail. Right then, Suki and Jack entered the main hall as well. Niall and George told them about how I accused them and questioned them. Jack and Mikhail were not happy to hear this. So Jack, Mikhail, Niall, and George entered the garage while Suki and I followed them. Jack drove off. George brought the white-sheeted table-like thing into Mikhail's car. Now Mikhail entered Mikhail's car and drove off. When Suki and I went back to the main hall, Mew had already come. Soon Marianne came and told us about Temal's death, and you guys know what happened next.
Well, that was a decent alibi, I suppose. I'll call you if you need anything else from you. If I need anything else from you.
Right. Yep.
I have 3 people I'm thinking of,
Okay.
like for suspects. Telma's children could be. I'm not really sure about them. Joseph is suspicious, and Niall is the most suspicious.
Oh, why is that?
Like he was like, yeah, let's. Yeah, because when George got like when they weren't even like accused. They were like, yo, a knife is gone. Have you guys seen it? And then George gets really mad. That makes him kind of sus. But Niall didn't say anything, and we're like, yeah, let's get out of here before any more trouble comes.
Oh, I see.
So he's already like, okay, yeah, let's get out of here. I don't want to be here no more, right?
Okay.
Clancy was in Yumiko's room. He scanned through the room with his eyes before bringing out his recording and starting it. Start from the top, the day of the murder.
Oh yeah, it's all you, I guess.
Oh, okay. What was Yumiko's voice? Yeah, nice. No, it's this female servant, right? Yeah, she's also sus.
8 a.m. I made breakfast for the whole family with Jude. After serving breakfast to the family, me and Jude ate breakfast in the kitchen. 10 a.m. I decided to go read a book in the library. I continued to read in the library until 12 a.m. Then I exited and went to the bathroom. I went out of the bathroom to meet Jude. He told me that the anticipated guests had arrived. I went into the kitchen to make spaghetti with Jude for our guests and the family as well. At that time, I checked to notice that all the kitchen accessories were in place. Marion entered the kitchen and asked us what we were cooking. When we said spaghetti, she told us that Tenma was not eating dinner because he was going to have his once a week fasting. Marion left. Me went to the kitchen, hung around the kitchen, grabbed some fruit, and got out. Suki entered the kitchen. We quickly made the salad for him, and after getting a salad, Suki left. We were finished with the spaghetti. Then Jude and I realized the knife was missing from the kitchen set. We just assumed we dropped the knife somewhere while cooking, so we didn't think much of it. We tasted the spaghetti, drank the tea ourselves, carried and placed the giant pots of tea, spaghetti noodles and meatballs on the table of the dining hall. Stucky was in the dining hall watching us. Marion entered the dining hall and asked me to come with her. I did so. I hung out with her for a while. Then we separated and I went into the kitchen to clean some of the plates there all by myself. I went back into the dining hall, set up the table. Jude came to help me. We easily set up the table. Mew and Hori entered the dining hall. We told them quickly to gather everyone for dinner. Jude and I waited in the dining hall for everyone to gather. Soon everyone came. Tenma asked Jude and I to eat with them. Jude realized he had left the house members' personal cups and ketchup in the kitchen and ran to the kitchen. I followed him. When he was there, I entered the kitchen and Marion was there. I started searching, giving Jude the cups while he washed it. After he finished washing them, I cleaned them with the towel. Jude grabbed the ketchup, a few cups, and I grabbed a few cups and got out while Marion followed us. We brought those into the table and sat down. Me and Jude served the guests as well as house members. Everyone started eating their spaghetti except Tenma. Joseph, who ate nothing and only looked at us and talked. Suki also didn't want to eat spaghetti, but Marion scolded them into eating the food. Everyone drank tea except Mikhail, who preferred not to drink tea at all. The family members drank from their old cups, while the guests drank in the white cups from the set. Jude and I took all the plates, pots away to wash them after they ate. We placed everything in the kitchen. Then Ryder entered the room looking for food to eat. We realized Ryder was left out of the dinner and gave him leftover spaghetti, and he drank some tea. Marion entered the kitchen and personally thanked us for the meal, and then left. Jude told me to get a rest. I took his word and exited the bedroom. I went into my own room, locked the door, and then relaxed on the bed. Someone knocked on the door. I opened the door to bump into Joseph.
Oh, yeah, you're just
When exactly at
yeah.
when exactly at 20 did this happen?
Actually, I don't remember. It could be 20, 9:30. I'm sorry for my bad memory.
Proceed.
Joseph said he had needed the guest room to open, so he could pack all the things he had placed there before. I went to the guest room with them and opened the guest room with my key. As expected, no one was in it. There was a giant carton box that was placed there to help Joseph carry his stuff. However, and I peered into the box, it was empty. I went into my own room, locked the door to sleep. At 0 a.m., a violent knock was heard on my door. I opened it. Reiner said Tenma had been killed. I quickly put my clothes on and headed out. That's about it for my alibi.
Okay, thank you for your cooperation. We'll ask if something is needed.
Yes.
Saying that, Clancy exited her room.